happen.
Well, it's foolish to talk smack. It's fun, but it comes back to bite you. So correct me if I'm wrong. If Miami went on the field against any one of about 15 to 20 teams in America, you may be confident that they're going to win that game, but you wouldn't know for sure. Based on the results of their games, based on the results of your games, it could be an extremely good game. Case in point, Notre Dame did lose the one game against Georgia, but Georgia was ranked number one. Did they deserve to be number one? Well, they just lost a game, and who knows how good they are. We generally think they're one of the 5 or 10 best teams in America. I think most people would be comfortable to say Georgia's one of the 5 or 10 best teams in America. Notre Dame played them really well. It was a 1-point game. Notre Dame knocked out an ACC team that's one of the better teams in the ACC in North Carolina State, beat them by 3 touchdowns. They beat a USC team that might be a little dysfunctional, but they're extremely, extremely talented, and crushed them by 35 points. I think they just ran into just a lot going on here, a very talented, fast, dynamic team, but that was also laser focused and hungry and mad and ready to roll.
Yeah. And, again, I'm not going to say you personally, but in general, like the impersonal maybe you don't talk that stuff. Maybe you don't give the other team bulletin board material. And all those statements you said about Notre Dame and who they played are true. And I agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be confident in my team, in the Miami Hurricanes. If they do what needs to be done, I really think that going into pretty much any game, they can be successful. But you had the added portion of things where Miami was only ranked 7th at 8-0 at the time. One of only 5 undefeated teams, now 4 in America, but ranked very lowly behind teams that lost games. And on top of that, Notre Dame was running their mouths. So it really became a thing where Miami went to prove a point, and they did. And the last thing I want to say is I know that the offense could have scored more. And when I did my rewatch, Miami left between 20 and 35 points on the board, between missed field goal or settling for field goals instead of touchdowns or not completing a drive or whatever. So that game could have been really, really, really worse. And in the second half, Miami ran the ball 29 times. Like, it was Operation Shutdown. Like, it could, if we would have done the same things that we had done on offense previously in the first half, you're talking, I mean, we scored 41 anyway. So you're talking 50, 60, 70 maybe. I mean, it was that kind of a night where if we really wanted to, it was a name your score kind of a thing. But kind of a little bit of mercy and a little bit of trying to avoid a catastrophic error, Miami really went into shutdown mode for a large part of the second half. So I know that people are like, oh, well, they only did this and Miami shut down the offense for large part for pretty much, that first drive of the second half came out, scored a touchdown. That's when DJ Dallas hit the Superman and dove in to the end zone. There was the drive after Notre Dame scored their touchdown where we came down and DJ Dallas scored his second touchdown to ice the game at 41 to 8, excuse me. I mean, so you're talking 2 drives that I think totaled 8 minutes. So for 22 minutes of the second half, we were in Operation Shutdown. And we won by 5 touchdowns. That's the kind of performance that it was. But either way, it was a good time and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I try to, in a game like this, try to distinguish the garbage time and just weed that out as being who knows what really meant what, who was playing hard, what the coaches were calling. It didn't even matter at that point. So when it mattered, when we know that both teams were firing off the ball and it mattered, Notre Dame came out on that first drive. I'll call it a drive. It was 35 yards. They got 2 or 3 first downs. They hit on a couple passes, and they really missed on a play that they could have taken the lead on.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. No, that was a miscommunication on the defense. Oh, I forgot about that. He was
like
wide
a post
open.
pattern to, I think it was Equinemi and St. Brown, I think.
Yeah.
And they missed on that play. And Wimbush missed it, and he was erratic the entire game. And again, a lot of that was caused by Miami. After that, 3 plays and out, punt, interception after 3 plays. 3 plays, 5 yards out, 7 plays, 15 yards. So basically they were messing around with penalties and who knows, got 1 first down, then probably thrown for a huge loss. So really nothing there. 1 play in the pick. That was the 27 or the 17-0. So that was 1 play in a pick there. So that wasn't the pick 6. Then 3 plays, 3 yards. There's just nothing here. Then the interception for the touchdown right before the half. So everything's 3 and out after the first, there was 1 first down in there for 7 plays. But when it counted up to 27-0, there was a semblance of a drive and a missed touchdown throw, and then there was nothing.
Yeah.
Out of the Irish.
And that was it. I forgot about. Yeah, no, that touchdown, or the would have been touchdown, was coming directly my way towards the end zone or near where I was sitting and everything. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, got to hit that throw. Guy was open by 10 yards. You can't miss it. And it was kind of reminiscent of when Miami went up to Soldier Field in, what was that, 2011, and Philip Dorsett dropped a 9 route up the sideline on the first drive against Notre Dame, or playing, neutral site, and then punted on that drive and then got blown out. So it was, the shoe was on the other foot kind of thing, where they missed that throw and they got blown out. So yeah.